Hey my sweet bees, today we'll be making deep fried mushrooms for our Super Bowl party. Deep fried mushrooms for your Super Bowl party where you can eat whatever anyway for 4 hours out of the year and just have fun. So come on, let's go in the kitchen. I'll show you what we need to make it, and then I'll show you how to make it. Then I'll show you me eating it. For the recipe, we will need 1/2 cup self-rising flour, 1/3 cup cornstarch, 1/2 cup cold water, 1 tablespoon of warm vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and as many baby portobello mushrooms as you desire. Okay, so let's get started. First, we're going to take our 1/2 cup of self-rising flour and mix it with our 1/3 cup cornstarch. Once that is mixed well, we're going to add in our 1/2 cup of cold water. Ooh. I must have had some really good cornstarch or something because it thickened right up. And that is not what we wanted. So I'm going to add in a little bit more water at a time until I get a consistency that is right for covering our mushrooms. When I said the ingredients, I forgot to mention that you will need quite a bit of oil for your deep fryer or to fry your mushrooms in. So I'm sorry about that. And next we're going to add in our 1 tablespoon of oil that I did tell you about. I'm using warm vegetable oil right out of the pot that I'm preheating my oil for. And I am using canola oil. She used peanut oil, but I don't like peanut oil. Plus I need canola oil for a recipe down the line, so it was just convenient. Last but not least, I'm going to add in my 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix that in well, and then we'll head to the stove for the frying. As you all can see, I have quite the station set up over here. I have my pot of hot oil. I have my mushrooms that I'm going to dip in my batter that I made. And back here I have a receiving plate with a paper towel on it to drain the grease because it's going to be quite greasy. Take a little bit of batter and test our oil to make sure it's hot. And yes, it's sizzling. So I'm just going to use a fork because it has slots in it and the excess batter can drain off. And now that it has a thin layer of batter on it, I'm just going to put it in. After about 2 minutes, you can start to turn them. And I would give them about 1 more minute before taking them out. So now they're hot and done, I'm going to take some seasoned salt and I'm going to sprinkle the seasoned salt on top of them to give them that extra kick. Now that they're all done, I'm just going to take some hot sauce and sprinkle a little bit of hot sauce on one side just to see what kind of kick that gives it. And I am about to try one of the plain ones, not one of the ones I put hot sauce on. It is juicy, just like Betty promised. The only thing I would change, instead of putting the seasoned salt on the outside after frying them, I would add a little bit of salt and a little bit more seasoning to the batter. That would set this recipe off. So, if you want to do that, go ahead. Now I'm going to taste the ones with the hot sauce on it. Now, my heat tolerance is pretty low, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to get one with not as much. See, just a little bit. Oh, that vinegar is so good. With the mushroom, it's delicious. Sauce, because that vinegar and the mushrooms and the batter and the heat and the hot sauce isn't that hot. So yes, I'll add some hot sauce, especially if this is like you're trying to please the men and they need the heat. Put some hot sauce on them. They'll eat them right up. See y'all tomorrow so we continue our Super Bowl party. Bye.